Okay, I know it's been a while, but I just gotta talk about this, alright? In case you don't know or have forgotten due to the years it's been, I'm kind of a slightly, moderately obsessive fan of Pikmin. I have been, let's say, uncharacteristically excited since Pikmin 4 was announced. I hesitate to make videos discussing it since it's been so long, but after this latest announcement, I just can't stay quiet about this. I have an unhealthy amount of nerd obsession in my system and nobody to share it with. I'm fairly certain if I don't say something, I'll end up in the hospital with an aneurysm or something. So yeah, we gotta talk. Now, I've been watching these trailers over and over, and there are frankly too many little details to talk about. The new types of Pikmin, Ochi, the return of every Pikmin species in one game, actual human homes to explore, and whatever that wild Pikmin Olimar means. Honestly, each of these topics is big enough to warrant their own video. For now, though, let's focus a little so I don't just start screaming as I go from topic to topic. First thing, I'm just so glad we are finally getting this game. Like, I can't overstate this enough. The gap between Pikmin 1 and 2 was tiny. The gap between 2 and 3 was uncomfortably long, to the point where fans questioned if it was a dead series, but the gap between 3 and 4 has been like a constant tease. I remember Miyamoto confirming it was in development in like 2015 or so, and I distinctly remember him saying it was almost done not long after that. Then news just stopped. It was never mentioned to be cancelled, but we went through the rest of the Wii U's lifespan and most of the Switch's lifespan, assuming that Nintendo will ever be willing to move on to their next console. Still, we had not a single hint of news during that time. That's over 7 years since we were told it was almost done. I'm pretty sure every Pikmin fan has gone through all 7 stages of grief at least twice over during that time, yet here we are. Less than a month away from Pikmin 4, and I still kinda can't believe it's actually real. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is more of the nitty-gritty mechanics. First up, the game's new viewing angle looks fine, honestly. It makes the background stand out more, makes it feel much more like an exploration game rather than a strategy game, which I'm totally down for. Now, next up I want to talk about Ochi. I have mixed feelings on him. Now that we know he can be trained and upgraded, that's cool and all, but I honestly don't like his design. It looks like he's trying to be either cute or cute ugly, and it just ends up looking awkward ugly for me. Maybe it's the loud colors, or the almost but not quite dog-like face, but frankly I'm not a fan. We'll see if the actual game changes my mind, but right now I'm not a fan of Ochi. Now, next up, I want to talk about the Pikmin. You'd think I'd have a lot to say about the new Pikmin, but I honestly don't. Ice Pikmin look neat, but kind of hyper-specialized. They have a lot of potential if Nintendo designs the levels right, but right now my biggest hope is that they're more often an option to create an alternate faster path, rather than just freeze lake to get treasure. If every body of the water makes you question, should I go around it and have a bigger team, or should I freeze it and bring a smaller team across faster? That will be a fantastic mechanic. Now, next up I'd like to talk about the Glow Pikmin that just got revealed, and I haven't even talked about the night stages yet. Either way, though I think I'm gonna be disappointed in the Glow Pikmin based on the footage. The night stages seem to be more of a challenge mode than exploration mode, less about exploring at night and more about grab the green goo before it gets overwhelming. More disappointing than that, though, is it looks like only Glow Pikmin will be available at night, and we haven't seen any of them during the day. And that being said, at night we also only see Glow Pikmin available and never see any other Pikmin. Now, their whole splash against the enemy and like become a big wad of green goo thing, that looks neat, but a lot of what I like in Pikmin comes from how well you plan your squad out, needing to balance challenge versus versatility in the numbers that you bring in your team. And it looks like Glow Pikmin will just be a raw numbers game where it is always better to have more because all you have is one type of Pikmin. That's less interesting to me. I hope that's not the case, but based on the footage, that looks like how it's going to be. Now, when it comes to game mechanics, the most exciting for me is the return of caves. I thought it looked hinted at in the first trailer based on that geyser we saw, but I'm so glad it's true. I know caves are divisive with the community, but I always loved them. And frankly, they look way better in this game. There's all these weird contraptions and alternate paths, and it just looks awesome. They remind me a lot of the challenge levels from Pikmin 3, actually, and I hope they're as tightly knit, though ideally without the timer hanging over our heads like in those challenges. The last thing that I want to talk about now is the story and goals of the game. The idea of rescuing people shown in the first trailer looked nice and all, but frankly I wasn't sold on it. But this most recent trailer has completely changed my mind. Not only are treasures making a return, which I gotta say treasures were always more fun and full of variety than the fruit, but they actually are part of a fully fledged upgrade system. And the treasure is meaningful for once, and I can't wait! In addition, saving people looks like it won't be as simple as finding them on the ground like any other treasure. That's one thing that worried me with that first trailer. Which brings me to the Dandori battles. Bringing back the versus mode from Pikmin 2 and allowing AI opponents makes me happier than words can describe. I always loved that mode, but never had anyone else who liked Pikmin to play with. Like, I had friends who would play it, but they didn't know Pikmin, so it wasn't fun for them, which is totally fair. But here's the thing. That mode was always great, but there was just no way to play it on your own, so I'm excited for this. And then there's Olimar there, making you fight him. This raises so many questions. Like, clearly they wanted that to show that that was Olimar. He has the same nose, same suit, same eyes, but he's also part Pikmin, which only really fits in with the bad ending of Pikmin 1. So either this is an alternate timeline from the other 3 games, where Olimar never made it back, or at some point Olimar failed and died on this planet. I'm personally leaning towards it's just the alternate timeline thing, but we'll see when the game comes out. Still, that leaves the question of why you have to fight him, why he's being antagonistic. I'm sure there's going to be endless speculation about this sort of thing, but I'll just wait and see how the game turns out and find out there. Now, that all being said, I think that's everything. Sure, there's more details like enemies shown, environments, and questions, but I got the bulk of what I want to say out of the way. It feels good to sit down and make something like this again, though I'm not sure if I'll keep it up. I'm currently debating about playing through the original 3 games again, so perhaps I'll stream that in preparation for the new game. We'll see. For now, though, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll hopefully see you guys again soon.